Guys, guess what? We had Secret Santa. I got a tween doll. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Oh, one kid. My mom picked me up yesterday instead of my dad. And one kid said, your mommy does her hair like Miss Piggy. And I said, you know what? Your mama is so ugly that they created a whole pandemic just to get her to cover her face. I did. That was funny, right? Yeah. Oh, I gotta keep it short. But remember, guys, we need to like and subscribe so I can get a monkey. It's almost Christmas. I need help. Like and subscribe and share and do whatever you gotta do to make this happen. Okay? I love you. Here's my mom.
Hey everybody, how you doing? My name is Vicki King and welcome to King Gong Crazy. Today we're going to be looking at some people who got some revenge on their ex. Let's check these out.
Has been forced to block dozens of calls after her ex-partner allegedly took her phone number and plastered it on poles here around the CBD, telling people to call up and impersonate Chewbacca for a chance to win $100.
This would be the most childish breakup I've ever had. Like, all he had to do was be mature and go, I don't love you anymore, I want to move on.
The calls have been waking her and her 3 young children up at odd hours in the evening, and they're yet to stop.
I won $500.
Well, I'm getting phone calls at really strange hours of the night, about 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock.
Forced to call back the wannabe Wookiees and tear down the posters.
That's hilarious. Oh my God. That's great.
In this video, this girl's boyfriend cheated on her, so she decided to get a hold of his mother's ashes, who has obviously passed away, and decided to...
In this video, a woman takes her boyfriend's mother's ashes and...
No, absolutely not. You know, there's a line that you don't cross, and this is it. Jesus.
Throws them directly into the river below, claiming that she did it in retaliation because her boyfriend cheated on her. She was charged with misuse of a body, a Class A misdemeanor punishable of up to 1 year in prison and a $4,000 fine.
She should have been punished. You need help, girl. You need some help.
Petty as fuck. Without telling me you're petty as fuck.
So I had an ex who cheated. Go figure, right? Now, instead of doing something as soon after we broke up, I waited. Just waited. I kind of just let him do his own thing, date around, actually get in other relationships.
Yeah, you don't want to do it immediately. You got to give it some time.
Until I saw that him and his new boo broke up. The petty bitch that I am, I then decided to go to his apartment and fuck up his car.
A lot of people do that. That seems to be the norm.
Sure did. Needless to say, it wasn't me who got arrested.
Oh! That was slick. That was slick.
This might be too petty for some of y'all. And for others, you might call this a little bit toxic, and that's fair. But let me tell you how I got petty revenge on a cheating ex-girlfriend one time. If you have an ex that you'd love to get petty with, make sure you hit that follow or subscribe button. Me and an ex broke up one time because she was cheating on me. And maybe it was the time or the energy or the money that I put in on the relationship, but I wanted to get my revenge. 2 weeks later, their Facebook official already moved in with each other. I came up with the most perfect petty plan. You see, she had one of those home phones, the ones that the cable companies make you bundle in so you can get the discount. But she never used it. Hell, she always had the ringer turned off. But she would check her voicemails every once in a while. So I found a few ladies, even paid a few of them $5 to call that number and leave a message for her new boyfriend. Oh. Now, y'all don't look at me like that. Y'all already knew I was petty. But there was a silver lining. You see, from what I heard, when she confronted him about these voicemails, he actually admitted to cheating on her.
You brought out the truth with a lie. Wow. That's smart.
What is the pettiest thing you've done after the end of a relationship?
So I've never done anything really petty because I think because I've never really had any terrible breakups. But a guy that I worked with in the Yukon, I love this story. we were all, up in the Yukon working pretty isolated. He had a girlfriend, but he was cheating on her. And then she came to visit him. And while she was visiting, she found out that he had been cheating on her. So, of course, she's packing her bags to go. He leaves for work. And while he's at work, she proceeds, before she leaves and flies home, to cut the crotch out of every single pair of underwear, shorts, jeans, pants, joggers, anything that he owns that you wear on the lower half of your body in his apartment. She cuts a hole. She cuts a crotch right out. And the greatest thing is that when later on he went home and found out and then came back and told us the story, I could tell that, he knew he was in the wrong. He knew he was the asshole. Yeah. And I could tell that just the petty but also sort of comical revenge of this cutting the crotch out or whatever kind of left him madly respecting her. When he told us the story, he wasn't even upset. He was like, yep, she did that. And yep, I deserve it. And you have to admit, it's pretty funny.
It is funny. That is funny. See, there's no real harm done. I mean, you can always buy more clothes, but that's funny.
Many years ago, just a few days before Christmas, my ex informed me that he was no longer happy. He was seeing someone else, and
at Christmas, whatever she does to you, buddy, you deserve.
He just wanted to move on with his life. And he suggested I move out after the holidays because, it was his house. I understood that. I left that same day. I called my sister. She brought a U-Haul, and we got my stuff out of there.
Good for her.
But when I say my stuff, I meant my stuff. I took everything. He had nothing when I got there. I left him with nothing. Okay. And to top it off, I took the damn Christmas tree. Yes, I did.
I take the tree too.
Top of my car,
I'd unscrew every light bulb.
I was riding down the highway, ornaments falling off. I felt like the Grinch. It was exhilarating.
Good for you. Yes.
Wanted to do things to inconvenience my ex. I just wanted to think of ways that I could do something to get back at him in a petty way, but weren't going to harm anything.
I mean, she wants to be petty, but she doesn't want to harm him.
Going to be illegal, and I just couldn't think of anything. But in the past week, one solid week, I have discovered how to do that. For legal reasons, I did not recommend this, nor did I show you this a week ago. We won't get into the details. I figured out how to deflate the tires on my car. And I was like, I really wish I had known this a year ago, because I could have just deflated 2 of his tires, 3 of his tires, or 1 tire. Because then it's not ruining the tire. You just need to fill it. And also, I just stumbled upon this on Etsy. It's called a lock killer. So you put the key in there and break it on purpose. You can only get the little inside out part gone by disassembling the entire lock. You wouldn't do it to both locks. You do it to one. And if they don't have another way to get in, I wouldn't recommend it, because then it is a little bit more bothersome. But where was this a year ago? Yeah, I did the thing where I subscribed him to hourly Bible verses and random shit like that, and subscribed him to gay cruise shit. But I really wish I would have known this stuff, because what are your ways that you've gotten back at an ex that are just petty as fuck, but technically did not harm them? It was just a major inconvenience.
Yeah, you can do things, to kind of irritate them. But hurting people, that's over the line.
I separated after a difficult 6 months of me going through chemo for blood cancer.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, gosh. Soon after we separated, his many flings and affairs came to surface.
Wow. How could you do that to someone when they're going through cancer? Okay.
Just keep it in your fucking pants while your partner's going
through the worst time of her life.
I emptied all his cycling shorts out onto the floor, turned them inside out, stormed into the kitchen, grabbed a spicy chili pepper, sliced it in half, and proceeded to rub the chili into every spongy crevice of the inside cushioning of the cycling shorts. For those that don't know, cyclists don't wear any underwear under the lycra. Right. I then folded all the shorts up nicely and placed them back in the drawer. For good measure, I also dunked his toothbrush into the toilet after I had a wee.
I'll bet you felt the burn on that one. Good for her.
I'm going to tell you about the most unhinged and petty thing I ever did after a guy broke up with me. Okay, set the scene. It's like February 2017, okay? I am a sophomore in high school, okay? And this boy that I was dating was a senior in high school. So, you know, I was like, oh yay, get the older boy. Anyways, red flag, okay? So...
Teenage hormones. I remember those.
Start dating, and he gets a text message one day, and his phone like lit up with the text message, and I looked at it and it said, hey, is she gone yet? I want to come over. And so I asked him about this because I was like, the hell? He said, oh, it's just for a school project. Well, we went to different schools.
Bullshit.
So I was like, I had nothing, I didn't know, okay? So I was like, cool. Anyways, 3 weeks later, he breaks up with me, and it's because he said he wants to live the college experience. And I was like, good for you, okay. Anyway, I find out the very next day, not even 12 hours later, after, by the way, he was sobbing when he broke up with me, and I was like, cool as a cucumber. Anyway, flash forward, 12 hours after he broke up with me, I see this little Snapchat, and it's him with this girl he told me he was working on a school project with. And they were at a big rival game, like a big rival college basketball game. And it said, date night with a heart next to it. And I was like, that's funny because we were on a date night too last night. Anyway, my best friend at the time, we're pissed, okay? We are super pissed about this situation. So we go to Walmart, we buy like 2,500 feet of saran wrap, we buy 500 plastic forks and a bunch of toilet paper. So what did I do? What did we do? We parked down the street from his house and we walked over in the dark and we wrapped his car in the saran wrap. We wrote "fork you" on the forks, stuck them in the grass of his house, and I wrote on the toilet paper, I know you're a piece of shit, so here's something to clean yourself with, and I stuck it on the antenna of his car. Now, his mom finds out that it was me, okay? And I find this out from his little brother who is in the same grade as me. And she thinks it's hilarious, okay? Well, anyways, they broke up after prom and they don't talk anymore. But the guy that I started dating after he broke up with me, I'm now marrying in like 6 months. So good things happen.
Cool. You know, a heartbreak can make you do some crazy things. You know, I've never really sought revenge on someone. But here's some ideas if you need some. Have a great day, guys. Come back again. Give me a like and subscribe. I could really use it. Thanks. See you next time. Bye.
Chase.